Hello and welcome you all. Let's start our discussion. In the first part of CUCT 2016, we have completed up to question number 40. So in this video, we will start from question number 41. Question number 41. A transistor having alpha equal to 0.99 is used in a common base amplifier. If the load resistance is 4.5 kilo ohm and the dynamic resistance of the emitter junction is 50 ohm, the voltage gain of the amplifier is. Current gain for common base amplifier is given, that is alpha equal to 0.99, load resistance is 4.5 kilo ohm. Now dynamic resistance. Dynamic resistance is the resistance offered by the PN junction. So this can be taken as internal resistance, that is Ri equal to 50 ohm. Now the resistance gain equal to RL by Ri, that is 4.5 into 10 to the power 3 by 50. Next, the voltage gain. Voltage gain is given as current gain times resistance gain, that is RL by Ri. So alpha is 0.99, so 0.99 multiplied with 4.5 into 10 to the power 3 by 50. Now we can calculate it. It is equal to 89.1. So your correct option is option A. Question number 42. The binary equivalent of 13.65625 is. Decimal number is given, we have to convert it into binary number. So देखो, जैसे कि हमें पता है, to convert any decimal number into any number system, we have to divide the number before decimal. We have to divide this number, that is 13, with the base of the target number system. Here is the target number system is binary and base of the binary number system is 2. So we have to divide this 13 with 2 and we have to find the remainder. So 2, 6, 1, 3, 0, 2, 1, 1, 2, 0, 1. So these are our remainders. Now 13 base 10 equals to 1, 1, 0, 1 base 2. So remainder of the first division is as LSB and keep this remainder of the last step as MSB. So now the number after the decimal point, to convert it into binary, we have to multiply this number with the base of the binary number system, that is 0.65625 multiplied with 2, and we have to multiply this number with 2 up to all numbers becomes 0. So 2 into 5 is 0, 1, 2, 2, 5, 2, 1, 3.1. And in this second step, don't take this number in multiplication. Okay, so next multiply with 2 again. Now 0, 0, 5, 2, 6. So it is 0. Next 2, 0, 0, 0, 5, 2.1. Next 0, 0, 0, 0, 5.0. 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0.1. So now take in this order. So 0.65625 base 10 equal to 10101. So 13.65625 base 10 equal to 1101.10101 base 2. So your correct option is option C. Question number 43. To add two m-bit numbers, the number of required half adder is. To add two m-bit numbers, we have to find total number of half adder required. So देखो, जो बेसिक हमें पता है कि to add two m-bit numbers, we need m minus 1 full adder and 1 half adder. लेकिन देखो ये जो क्वेश्चन में वो पूछ रहे हैं कि टोटल नंबर ऑफ हाफ एडर, सो वी हैव टू फाइंड इक्विवेलेंट नंबर ऑफ हाफ एडर फॉर दिस m minus 1 फुल एडर. देखो दिस इज द हाफ एडर एंड दिस इज फुल एडर. सो टू कंस्ट्रक्ट वन फुल एडर we need two half adder and one OR gate. That is, to construct one full adder, we need two half adder and one OR gate. So to construct m minus 1 full adder, we need 2 times of m minus 1 half adder. So for m minus 1 full adder, we need 2 times m minus 1 half adder. So total number of half adder, so total number of half adder, total number of half adder equals to 2 times m minus 1 plus 1. देखो for m minus 1 full adder 2 times m minus 1 half adder, and initially there was 1 half adder, so total 2 times m minus 1 plus 1, so that is 2m minus 2 plus 1, or it is equal to 2m minus 1 number of half adder. So to add two m-bit numbers, we need 2m minus 1 number of half adder. So your correct option is option A. Question number 44. The number of bits in a nibble is. We know one nibble is equals to 8 bits. So your correct option is option C. देखो जैसे कि बाइट्स बिट और निबल वो याद रख लेना. जैसे कि देखो बिट्स क्या है, बिट रिप्रेजेंट्स ए सिंगल बाइनरी डिजिट. ओके, सो दैट इज 1 bit इक्वल टू 1 बाइनरी डिजिट. नेक्स्ट 1 bytes and 1 bytes equal to 4 bits. Similarly 1 nibble equal to 8 bits, so 1 nibble equal to 8 bits. तो देखो ये याद रख लेना. ऐसे है 1 word equal to 16 bits and 1 double word equal to 32 bits. Question number 45. The slew rate of an ideal op-amp is. देखो slew rate is defined as rate of change of output voltage, that is dV naught by dt. dV is the change in voltage, dt is the change in time. And for a ideal pump, we know that change in time is 0. So its slew rate will be infinite. So for an ideal pump, slew rate is infinite. So your correct option is option C. Question number 46. Two cars are traveling towards each other on a straight road at velocities 10 meter per second and 12 meter per second respectively. When they are 150 meter apart, both drivers apply their brakes and each car decelerates at 2 meter per second square until it stops. The distance between the cars when they have both come to a stop will be. देखो सिचुएशन इज गिवन दैट द टू कार्स आर ट्रैवलिंग टुवर्ड्स ईच अदर फर्स्ट कार with velocity 10 meter per second and the second car with velocity 12 meter per second, and when the separation between them is 150 meter, they are applying brakes and they are decelerating with a equal to 2 meter per second square. देखो as they are decelerating with constant acceleration, so we can use the equation for constant acceleration like v equal to u plus at, s equal to ut plus half at square and v square minus u square equal to 2as. देखो as this is deceleration, so when we will use this equation for these cars, we will use minus sign here. Okay, so let us calculate for fast car. देखो जैसे कि let us first calculate time taken by the fast car to stop. So v1 equal to u1 minus a t1. देखो माइनस साइन इसलिए है कि दे आर decelerating. So देखो when it will stop, final velocity will be 0, initial velocity 10 minus deceleration value 2 times t1. So from here t1 equal to 5 seconds. So it will take 5 seconds to come to stop. Next, so in this 5 seconds it will travel a distance. This can be calculated from this second equation. So distance traveled by the fast car become it stop. So s1 equal to u1 t1 minus half a t1 square. So 10 into 5 minus half a 2 5 square. So it is equal to 25 meter. So the fast car will move 25 meter. Next, let us calculate for second car. So first time taken by the fast car to come to rest. So v2 equal to u2 minus a t2, final velocity 0, initial velocity 12 minus 2 t2, or t2 equal to 6 seconds. So it will take 6 seconds to come to stop. Next, distance traveled by the second car in this 6 seconds. So s2 equal to u t minus half a square. So initial velocity 12 times 6 minus half t into 6 square, that is equal to 36 meter. Sorry. So fast car will take 25 meter and second car will take 36 meter before they come to stop. So total distance traveled by this car, so or the distance between the car after they are at rest, so will be, now the distance will be 150 minus 25 plus 36, that will be equal to 89 meter. So your correct option is option D. The distance between the cars when they have both come to a stop will be 89 meter. Question number 47. A cord is used to lower vertically a block of mass capital M by a distance d at a constant acceleration of g by 4. The work done by the cord on the block is. A cord is used to lower a block. So let us first find the forces. So there will be a gravitational forces mg acting downward on the block, and due to this cord there will be a tension force T in this direction. So and this block is moving downward with a acceleration g by 4. So from equation motion we can write that it is moving downward. So mg minus t equal to m times acceleration, that is g by 4. So from here t equal to mg minus mg by 4, or that is equal to 3 by 4 mg. We have to calculate the work done by this cord on this block. Now the tension force due to this cord on the block is this 3 by 4 mg. So work done can be calculated like dot product of force and displacement. And here force is in this direction and displacement is downward. So the angle will be 180 degrees. So force displacement cos 180 degrees. So force is this 3 by 4 mg. 3 by 4 mg times displacement is given, and that is d, and cos 180 is minus 1. So the total work done on this block is minus 3 by 4 mg d. So your correct option is option C. Question number 48. Two bodies of masses 10 kg and 2 kg are moving with velocities respectively. The velocity of center of mass is. Two masses with their masses and velocities are given, and we know velocity of center of mass is given as m1 v1 plus m2 v2 by m1 plus m2. So put the values in this formula. So 10 to I cap minus 7 j cap plus 3 k cap plus 2 times minus 10 I cap plus 35 j cap minus 3 k cap by 12. सो देखो अभी कैलकुलेट कर लो, ये सब कैंसिल हो जाएगा आई कैप जे कैप टर्म. नाउ इट इज 30 के कैप माइनस 6 के कैप. सो 30 के कैप माइनस 6 के कैप बाई 12, और इट इज इक्वल टू 2 के कैप मीटर पर second. So your velocity of center of mass is this. So your correct option is option A. Question number 49. A uniform thin bar of mass 3 kg and length 0.9 meter is bent to make an equilateral triangle. The moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center of mass and perpendicular to the plane of the triangle is. A uniform thin bar is bent into an equilateral triangle. So now we have to define moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center of mass and perpendicular to the plane of the triangle. So we have to find moment of inertia for this triangle about this axis passing through its center and perpendicular to its plane. So to find the moment of inertia, we have to define moment of inertia for each side. These are taken as a linear. So and we know that for a linear object, moment of inertia about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to it is given by ml square by 12. that is m is the mass of the linear object and L is the length. So for this triangle we can define moment of inertia for this side about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to the line. So then this axis will be parallel to this axis. So we can use the parallel axis theorem and we can define total moment of inertia. Let this distance be d. So for this line or for this side, the moment of inertia about an axis passing through its center and perpendicular to the line will be given by this ml square by 12. So now for moment of inertia about this axis which is passing through this center of mass, for this side will be, let this be I, and here the moment of inertia about this axis for this side is IC. Now this I will be given by 3 times of IC plus m d square. देखो this side, for this side it will be IC plus md square. Similarly for this side it will be IC plus md square, and for this side it will be IC plus md square. So total moment of inertia about this axis will be 3 times IC plus md square, where IC is the moment of inertia about an axis passing through the center of one side and perpendicular to the side. M is the mass of this one side. D is the distance between this center mass and this center. And for an equilateral triangle, we know that D will be given if let this side be A. This total side is A. Then D will be given as A by 2 root 3. You can calculate as it is 2:1 ratio. Now M equals to 1 kg. Distance D equal to A by 2 root 3. A is 0.3, so it is 0.3 by 2 root 3. Now use all the values here in this formula. So I, moment of inertia, equals to 3 times IC is this, which is equal to ml square by 12. Mass m is 1, length square 0.3 square by 12 plus mass again 1, d is this, so 0.3 square by 12. Now you can calculate this is equal to 0.045 kg meter square. So your correct option is option B. Question number 50. The velocity of a particle at which its mass become twice of its rest mass. So we have to find the velocity of the particle when its mass become twice of its rest mass. So we have to use the relativistic effect, and it is given by m equal to m naught by 1 minus v square by c square, where v is the velocity of the particle. Now according to question, its mass become 2 times of its rest mass, so that is equal to 2m naught equal to m naught over 1 minus v square by c square. So from here 1 minus v square by c square equal to 1 by 4, or v equal to root 3 by 2 times c, which is equal to 0.865 c. So your correct option is option C. Question number 51. The energy of the fast excited quantum state of a particle in the one-dimensional potential, that is V equal to 2m omega square x square is. Potential, one-dimensional potential is given. We have to find the fast excited quantum energy of the first excited quantum state of the particle in this potential. We know energy of a state in one dimensional potential is given as n plus half h cot omega x. So from the given potential we have to find value of omega x first. So let us find it. So Vx equal to 2m omega square x square, or this can be written as half m for omega square x square, or that is equal to half m 2 omega square x square. So value of omega x in the given potential is 2 omega. So general form of energy of particle in a quantum state equals to, for this given potential, n plus half h cot time omega x is 2 omega, so 2 omega. Now for first excited state, value of n is 1. For ground it is 0, and for first excited state, n equal to 1. So energy equal to 1 plus half 2 times h cot omega, or it is equal to 3 by 2 times 2 h cot omega, or equal to 3 h cot omega. So your correct option is option D. Question number 52. The commutator of x square px is, we have to find this commutator bracket, and we know x n px equals to n x to the power n minus 1 I h cot. So for the given commutator bracket, it is equal to 2 x cap I h cot. So your correct option is option B. Question number 53. If a particle of charge A and mass m moving with speed v enters the magnetic field B naught perpendicular to its direction of motion, it will move in a circular orbit of radius r. Then we know when a charged particle moves in a perpendicular magnetic field, it moves in circular path, and its radius of the circular path is given by mass into velocity over charge times B, magnetic field. So radius of this circular path is directly proportional to m by e, and directly proportional to 1 by B, or you can say that inversely proportional to magnetic field. So now check the option. So according to option, option B is correct. That is, radius is inversely proportional to E by M and inversely proportional to magnetic field B naught. Okay. So your correct option is option B. Question number 54. The Poynting vector has the dimension of. We know Poynting vector is defined as energy radiated per unit area per unit time. So energy by time is power by area. So, or this can be written as intensity. So remember all these dimensions. So Poynting vector has a dimension energy per unit area per unit time, or power by area, or intensity. So check your option now. So correct option is option D, that is power by area. Question number 55. The eigenvalues of the matrix are. This given matrix is a 3 cross 3 matrix in which all its elements are equal to 1. So it is a special type of matrix. So remember that for this type of matrix in which all the elements are equal to 1, its eigenvalues are given by trace of matrix. Let this matrix be a matrix, so trace of this matrix A 0 0, as it is 3 cross 3, it will be having 3 eigenvalues. So one is trace of the matrix and another are 0 0. Okay, so for this matrix find trace. We know trace of the matrix can be directly calculated by adding the principal diagonal elements, that is 1 plus 1 plus 1, that is equal to 3. So eigenvalues are 3 0 0. So your correct option is option D. Okay, so in this video we have completed 15 questions, so we will continue in the next video. Thank you for watching and all the best for your exam.